Hey guys, Steve Welch here with your fact of the day. Do you know what this is? Of course you do. It's WD-40. Everybody knows what it is. You probably have at least one can in your house right now, if not more than that. But there's some things you might not know about it. And I'm going to tell you those things as part of your fact of the day. And we're going to make you just a little bit smarter than you were yesterday. So have you ever heard of WD-35? WD-30, WD-20? Probably not, but they all existed. So it's interesting, and we're going to kind of go over this here as we go, but they were all failed attempts to make what WD-40 turned out to be. So it reminds me of Thomas Edison. So Thomas Edison was asked after he developed the light bulb, he had said that he had done several, hundreds, if not thousands of attempts to make the light bulb. And they said, well, how did you keep going after failing so many times to make the light bulb? He said, I never failed. I succeeded at finding hundreds of ways not to make a light bulb. So if you look at it that way, then WD-40 succeeded 39 times finding out how to not make WD-40, which who knows what it was going to be planned to be named then, but that is the actual case. So this is actually from WD40.com. So they actually explain it themselves on their website, and they're very proud of their history, and you can actually tell that. So it says, working in a small lab in San Diego, California, it took Rocket Chemical Company founders 40 attempts to get their water displacement formula worked out. But they must have got it right in a big way, because the original secret formula for WD-40, which stands for water displacement, perfected on the 40th try, is still in use today. So it started in 1953. They set out to, it was a staff of 3 of them, set out to create a line of rust prevention solvents and degreasers for use in the aerospace industry. So, most people have used WD-40 at some point in their lives for several uses. And even back then, there were some uses that weren't intended, but they found out that they worked, right? So WD-40 went on to say that Convair, which was an aerospace contractor, first used WD-40, a multi-use product, to protect the outer skin of the Atlas missile from rust and corrosion. But the product actually worked so well that several of their employees actually snuck it out so that they could take it and use it at home. So that's part of where the first home use came from, but it wasn't intended for that. Obviously, it was intended for what they were using it for. So in 1973, the WD-40 company went public and was listed over the counter. The stock price increased by 61% on the first day of listing. So since that time, they've grown by leaps and bounds and is now virtually a household name. I'd say not just virtually, it is a household name. There is nobody that doesn't know what WD-40 is, right? So, and if they don't, they live under a rock somewhere where they don't have lights or anything like that, right? So, but it's used in industrial markets, automotive, manufacturing, sporting goods, aviation, hardware, home improvement, construction, farming, and just keep adding to that list, right? So there's 1 million cans of WD-40 sold every week. That is mind-boggling that they sell that much. So obviously that is something that is important, right? So the formula is still secret. So that's something that's just mind-boggling too. So, it's a 60-year-old formula and it remains a secret. It is actually in a safe in San Diego, from what it said, wrote on a pad. I have heard rumors that the formula is so simple that it would be able to be reproduced pretty easily. I don't know how accurate that is, but I've heard that before. But on WD-40's website, it says you often hear it said that you only need 2 things in life: duct tape and WD-40. If it moves and shouldn't, use duct tape. If it doesn't move and should, use WD-40. So this is surely there's a reason for that, of course. So the biggest secret of all, this is the mind-blowing secret, and this is what you need to take away from this, I think, is that the formula for WD-40 is a trade secret, so protected that the company has never even filed a patent for it. Because in order to file a patent for it, you would actually have to disclose the formula. So rather than disclosing the formula, it's just not patented. So in fact, there's only a single person who knows every exact ingredient, and I would say the amounts that go into the famous formula. So there you go, guys. WD-40, that is your fact of the day. Hopefully we've made you just a little bit smarter what you were yesterday, and we'll see you on the next one. Steve Welch here, your fact for the day. You guys have a great one. We'll see you soon.